right, everyone. So there are two women at the hour. We are fortunate enough to have on the Nikki Brie show. There's two co-founders of Estilo-X. We have Rosario Ochoa here. So we call her Ro. She is one of the co-founders of Estilo-X. Oh my gosh, Ro. First of all, the reason why Brie and I are even here is because of Ro. So one, we are so honored to be here. And when we had our first conversation with Ro, we were just so inspired and moved by her and everything that she's doing. Everything that you told us on the phone, I want you to tell our listeners, because when we had that call with you, when you told us what this is and why, Brie and I literally were side texting each other like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. She's inspiring. We have to have her on our show.
I think, for me, the driving force for all of this was we've never had any fashion in the Napa Valley. I'm a wardrobe stylist. That's what I do. And all of my work is in the Bay Area. It's not in Napa. And not only that, to attend fashion shows, I have to leave to LA. I have to leave to San Francisco. And even in San Francisco, our community is doing some events, but it's still not representing who we are as Latinas. So that was something that was really important to me. I've always been inspired by my culture. A big part of what I do is because I always want to represent my community and especially inspire, young women. So that's always been a driving force for me. Something that was really important to us when creating this event was to give back to a nonprofit. So that's something that's also really important to me, because growing up, I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't involved in having a mentor and after school program, especially being first gen Latina and my parents really not knowing how to support me. So that was something that was really important to me. So we are giving back today to Mariposa, which is a nonprofit here in Napa. And it's to me, it's always been really honoring the little girl in me, because the little girl in me was always really shy, nervous, never had anybody that could really tell her, like, you got this, you could do this. And I feel like in this moment, I can look at myself as the little girl and really tell myself, girl, you did this.
Yeah.
So that's something that's been really important to me. And like I mentioned with you all, building my community on social media and really calling to all the Latinas and really providing a space where I can give, information about how to put an event together, how to go about creating a community in your area, and really thinking about more of a community, less of a competition. And that's something that I really preach about as a woman. For me, it's the mean girl thing is not my thing. If you're a mean girl, you're not part of the group. And I think that this really came together because it's really intentional with the individuals, the energy, the vibe that's all together. And that's why it really happened the way it did. So that was one aspect of it. But the other thing is, in my community in Napa, there is a large community of Latinos, and we all are so multifaceted. There's so many small businesses that have came up in the last 2 years. And it's just really important for me, like I said, to highlight not only the designers, but also my community. And just to let people know we're bougie. We like to drink wine. We like to dress up. Like, I love it. Style. We have music. So that was something that was really important to me. And I think another thing that's always pushed me has been my brother. My brother, mental health is really close to my heart. So I felt that, when my brother passed away, it really kind of just woke me up. And I feel that everything I've done till this point, he's been my guardian angel and has really just pushed me. And it's the motivation and inspiration that I get, that I feel like not only do I live for me and represent for young girls, but also I'm living for him.
Yes. I love that. It's, Brie and I, I don't know how long ago, it's been less than a year, and we were in these talks because we have all these people that want to do all these new shows with us. And we were saying like, well, if we do these shows, like we really want to highlight the Latinx community. And we were looking at like all these things in Mexico City and like different places. So it was crazy. And this just shows you how the universe can work and God, when Anna E reached out to me about you. And I was like, oh my gosh, Brie and I have been wanting to do more in the community. And I think our struggle is since WWE, the moment we came out, like brand new, we were like, well, we really want to represent that community. And then sometimes people be like, well, you don't even speak Spanish, not even fluent. So like you can. And I was like, what? Yeah. Like that doesn't mean it just takes the Mexican out of me. Like I'm still Mexican, and it's something we've always wanted to do and represent. And our father who lives in Mexico, and I look at my sister and my brother and his wife, and it's just, you were like such a dream coming to Brie and I, and to get here and to represent and see what you're doing. And So you have two girls that are hooked with you for life that want to help and support. Cause I think what you're doing is not only so beautiful, but so needed and is going to be so helpful for the Latin community that, you know, they need this.
And you put so many hours, so much hard work, love and passion into tonight. Is there something that you do when you wake up on a day like today to kind of calm your nerves, kind of get you in the mood of like going in there and knowing that tonight's the start of something big?
I think for me, manifestation is really important. And I joke with everyone here and I said, I think I manifested them too hard. And that's why they came to me. Because I kid you not, I literally said, you know, I would love, it would be a dream come true. I didn't share it, but you guys obviously are a huge influence in my life. But for me this morning, you know, it was something, my anxiety obviously was off the roof. So I think just remembering that when my thoughts are not facts, what's happening is not really real. And then two, whatever happens, happens. I think for me, it's really important to not just the recognition is not important to me. What's important is that people leave feeling inspired and want to know how to give back. How can you contribute to this? And I think as a Latina, my community, to know that when we really put a team together, look at everything that we can accomplish. I think that was my biggest thing. How can we inspire and let people know that we're here? And we need to be seen.
Right. I agree. And you did it in such a short period of time, which is so amazing. I mean, that alone is so incredible.
I honestly can't believe it. But it's kind of like how you put your wedding together. Very short.
You know, hey, us Latinas can do it all.
We can do it all.
We can do it quick. We can do it all.
I think it's when you have the right people around you. Right?
No, I agree. And when things are meant to be, they happen. And that's what I've always believed in. When things feel too forced or they're not happening, I'm like, that's okay. It's not right. But when things happen, you just either know it's needed or it's meant to be here. And now you guys are about to go take over New York Fashion Week. And soon you're going to take over Paris Fashion Week. And the Latinx community here is just going to grow in amazing ways. Because we were even talking, like, I think so many people don't even realize, like, the wine they drink, like how much that is from the farmers to the winemakers, even the Psalms. Majority of them are Latin. Like, you go into our tasting rooms and it's a beautiful thing. And I don't think people realize that.
Right. And, you know, my parents are from Mexico, a little town, and they're from a state, Michoacan. Most of my relatives, actually all of my family, really migrated to Napa. And we've all been farm workers. We've all worked in the fields, you know, and now they're winemakers. Now they're doing other productions, you know, part of events like this. And it's just really nice to see that there's so many of us and we're all really involved in the wine. And for me, growing up here and seeing us come work the fields, now being winemakers and actually giving back, you know, and then putting on events at these amazing spaces.
Yeah.
It's really important to me. So yeah.
You're doing it, girl. I love it.
So
That's
we
so
love to end with a little inspiration and affirmation. And so far, everyone's given us a quote or something they live by. Will you hit us with one?
I think for me, you know, it's always talking about that little girl inside of you. And just, I know that we go through a lot, right? There's so much that we struggle with. And it's always been important for me to stay true to who I am. No matter how many times I've been told, you know, that you're not going to get far if you don't do X, Y, or Z. And that's something that has really brought me to this point. So I've always told myself, eres única. And I even have it tattooed on my arm here.
Aww.
So that means you are unique. Like, you are one of a kind.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I'm going to take that with me. That's
a lot of things I'm taking with me tonight. Besides my dress, congratulations with everything.
So
yes, congratulations, Ro.
And we're we're honored that we got to speak to you and just really inspired.
Yeah. And now I'm ready to see some fashion.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Drink some wine.
Yeah, drink some wine. Rosé, baby.